Peace, everyone. We are back again. We are now live. My name is Michael Jordan, aka the Serious Alchemist.
Eight generals back at it again.
Eight Generals and the Serious Alchemist back with another one. Tonight we're gonna do something different. I got my little singing bowl in front of us. So we're gonna try to get everybody's heart chakra tuned tonight for the message. You see what I'm saying? We're going to try to get everybody's heart chakra tuned in for the message. So we're going to hit this 3 times. So you're going to be silent and hit this 3 times. All right. We hope everybody's heart chakra got tuned up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody's chakra got tuned up real quick. We got some good topics for y'all tonight. We got the first topic is homeschooling versus public school. This is a good topic for me because all my kids was homeschooled. You know what I'm saying? So I prefer homeschooling, so I'm kind of biased, you know what I'm saying? Even though I went to public school personally, but like I said, Ski is my oldest son. He was homeschooled, but he went to public school for a little while. He went from the third grade to the third grade,
First to
first
fourth,
to fourth,
and
and then eighth to 10th,
yeah.
and then 8th to 10th. But when we first started, the reason why we started homeschool was because his teacher wouldn't let him check out 5th grade books. When you went to the library, you wanted to check out 5th grade books, and she wouldn't let you check out 5th grade books. So when he came home and told us that, me and his mom was like, "What? They won't let you check out 5th grade books." So we made a meeting with the teacher, and when we got there and talked to the teacher told us the reason why she didn't let him check out 5th grade books is because what she gonna tell the rest of the class. And we was like, "What?" We was like, "What? Excuse me? What you gonna tell the rest of the class?" I said, "What you gonna tell the rest of the class is his parents work with him at home. That's what you tell the rest of it." So it was a Caucasian lady, of course, and the rest of the room was Caucasians, and they had a problem with my son reading at a higher level than they were reading. So she would not allow him to read books. So after we experienced that, we started homeschooling. That was the best thing we ever did because my other 3 children were homeschooled, and I think it worked out best for all of us. I don't know what you think, Ski.
I mean, it has its benefits, sure.
It has its pros and its
It
cons.
has its pros and its cons. The biggest con being the socializing aspect. If you're going to homeschool, you got to make sure get them out there to go meet other people because you don't want them to, one, be uncomfortable and standoffish when they get in social settings.
Exactly.
And you don't want them to be too gullible either. They learn a lot of life lessons on the playground.
Jared Hooks, peace, God.
Peace, welcome. But you just want to make sure they get that social aspect because you don't want them to be wandering and just fall into any little thing. To be standoffish or maybe even aggressive because they're not used to that kind of commotion and movement around them.
Good point.
If the only people they've ever had conversations with is their family members or whoever's
peace, God.
Them, peace.
Genius, Gen 963. Peace, God.
If the only people they're having conversations with is, their family members in the same room doing schoolwork too, you're not going to get a very good collection of different ideals from the world. Either. I don't know. It has its pros. The pros would definitely be huge. I feel kids are able to focus better. They're able to retain what they're learning. There's fewer distractions.
And for those that just now tuning in, we talking about homeschool versus public school. So, you know what I'm saying? And
I think that's probably the only. I think The only cons would be the social aspect.
Social
Everything
aspect.
other than that, if you can get the
Social
socializing
part,
down,
yeah.
homeschooling would be absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, because I tried with the chess and the little basketball, getting y'all in basketball. What else? What I had y'all? We had y'all in basketball,
Chess club.
chess club. I had y'all in. We used to go to the park to Taylor Farm. Well, that's where the games were. The basketball games were. A lot of games were at the table. We used to go there on our own and play basketball too. So yeah, we tried to do, but we should have been a lot more. Should have been doing a lot more because we was at home a lot too. And I wish I would have, took them to learn more about different languages, how to speak different languages. I think we got y'all in the karate for a little while, didn't we? Or y'all got in karate or something for a little while, I think. And I don't think y'all
karate.
Yeah, it was karate. Yeah, I don't think y'all really enjoyed that too much.
They wasn't really.
And also, y'all played piano. All y'all played piano. You also did Kuman, the little math thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think y'all like that too much.
Nah. But all of that was good for the intellectual. You still got to get the social.
Right. And you still got to be able to.
You got to balance it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, when I went to school, I don't know about the other folks. There's a lot of peer pressure. We dealt with a lot of peer pressure.
When I went to school for the
as far as drugs and other kids trying to get you to do other things. So homeschooling, you don't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have none of that. The kid is pretty much feel free to grow at his own pace and his own speed. He's not forced with this peer pressure, people putting drugs in his face, and stuff like that. So that's one thing. And then having your parent teach you is something different about having your parent teach you. I think personally, I don't know. What do you think? You'd have to expound on that. But
you have more respect for what your parents say over than what your teacher says. Simply the fact that your teacher's not going home with you.
Right. Your teacher ain't feeding you.
Right.
Teacher ain't clothing you.
You're doing school at home.
Yeah.
It's the same person. It's different.
Right.
You respect what your parents say a lot more than you respect what your teachers say. Sometimes it's different. It depends. There are some kids that look forward to going to public school because they connect with their teacher more than they do their own parents. But then again, that's getting into the personal side of that child's life. Their environment and it just may not be up to par. Their environment has to be conducive to learning for sure if you're going to do homeschooling.
Yeah, we got a comment from Genius Gen 963. Public schools are 400. Bad influences. Love the movement. Yeah. Peace, God. Yeah, you're right, man. It is. Like I said, I raised all 4 of my kids in homeschool, man. That's the best thing I ever did, man. I'm I got a relationship with all my kids. Me and my kids are close. We ain't got no beef with each other. I'm saying I wasn't perfect. I ain't gonna sit up here and try to act like I was perfect. You know what I'm saying? I made mistakes. Sure, I did. But I hung in there and I kept going and I kept making sure my relationship with my kids was solid. You know what I'm saying? I made sure that I led them towards other things than jail and, taught them music and instruments and taught them to think for themselves and taught them how to play chess, taught them how to strategize and stuff and how to, make moves and plan ahead, like 4 or 5, 6 moves ahead and stuff like that. So when you homeschool, you could put those kind of things into your kids. You know what I mean?
I feel like another very important thing to say is if you're going to debate on whether to homeschool or send your kids to public or private school, you have to understand homeschooling is going to take a lot of your time.
Yes, it is. It is.
But you also, on the other hand, have to understand that public schools aren't really meant to educate your children. They're just giant babies.
Yeah, they condition them. They more condition
all they're there to do is to condition to create workers. You finish going to your grade schools and then you eventually go to colleges and graduate schools, and all those do is teach you how to be a uniform and functioning part of their society.
That's it.
That's all.
They don't teach you how to think outside of that.
It does not allow you. The moment you start thinking outside the box, whatever it is you're aiming for within that degree field, because degrees are structured. They have a whole plan, a list of courses they want you to take. You cannot graduate with that degree until you complete those courses.
Facts.
It's a regimen, a training regimen.
Facts.
So understand homeschooling for those grade school years, you gotta be able to put in the time and effort. You can't get frustrated with it.
Right.
You gotta be able to hold strong and go through those years.
That's a good point, because I got frustrated at times. Like my friends would come by and be like, "Mike, we finna go." I'd be like, "Nah, man, I got to stay here, teach the kids."
It's gonna take time.
But some of my friends now look at me like, "Bruh, I respect you for what you did, because you would tell us, nah, bro, I got to be here with these kids." So a lot of them brothers respect me for what I did, and they a lot of them tell me right now, "I wish I would have did what you did, bro." So I mean, like I said, if it's something you're gonna do, make sure you're ready to put the time in. And but it's worth it, because the joy and the peace you get from your children, you know your kids ain't out there doing that crazy crap. Now I'm saying, I always knew where my kids was. I got 3 boys and 1 girl, right? So I always knew where them niggas was. I always knew they was at home. I always knew where they was. So we got to keep an eye on our kids and know where they are at all times. So yeah, homeschooling is a great idea for me.
Yep, I agree. I would homeschool, just keep the
keep the social aspect. Keep them busy. Keep them always at parks and
be
playing
patient
with other kids. And be patient. Talk with them. Don't be mad every time they ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know,
prepared to do what the public school is not.
Public
school is not going to be patient.
Exactly.
They're not.
And see, my problem was math. I didn't know math, but my wife knew math, and that's where she came in beautifully, because she was a math teacher. So where I struggled in math, she would come home and boom. That's so my kids,
mine was
good with that.
History, for the simple fact that I know their history. The teaching was bull.
Peace, God. What is today? Lesson. Oh yeah, we talking about homeschool versus public school, God. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in.
Topic.
Yeah, that's the first topic on the list: homeschool versus public school. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I personally think public school. I mean, homeschool is a better win.
We didn't even touch on private schools. Me personally, I don't even really trust the whole. Is that the one where they send their kids off and they go stay on that campus and whatnot?
Not some private schools. They come home. They go to school and come home like regular schools. Some
like every day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Some of them. It all depends on what kind of school. Now you talking about
to no private boarding school.
Boarding school. That's what you talking about.
I'm not doing that. I'm not.
You talking about a boarding school? No, I could never do nothing like that.
I don't trust these folks with my kids.
No, I could never do nothing like that.
I ain't got no kids, but when I do, no.
Yeah.
No. Because you got to understand, they're not. Your kids aren't their children. They don't really care that much. You do have some teachers that really do care for their students.
That's right. That's right.
You do have some. I'm not gonna say they all don't care, but the school system as a whole is not set up for your child to be able to do what they want to do with their lives. It's set up to push them
into a job, into something to further the system.
Either you're gonna end up in a job or you're gonna end up in a cell. So
because they do got the school to prison pipeline, popping that a lot of people, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, y'all. I would go for homeschooling. If anybody's thinking about homeschooling, I would choose a homeschool 100% of the time. Because like I said, you one-on-one with your children. And let me tell you what else I used to teach my kids. We used to meditate every morning. Before we started school, we meditated. What else did we do? We said affirmations
and libations.
We said libations. I taught them libation. So I was teaching my kids something some kids ain't never seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in the neighborhood was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, man, what's wrong with this thing? But I didn't care. I stayed with it, and my kids turned out great. So, for me, I think homeschooling works. But again, you got to have that social piece.
Yeah. Very important.
It's very, very important. You got to socialize them with other kids. You got to bring them around other kids. You got to take them to parks. You know what I'm saying? I used to take my kids to chess tournaments a lot, but not enough. I did, not enough. You know what I'm saying? But, that's the only thing I would stress is socialize more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So the next topic we got is home birth versus, what is it?
Home birth. Without medical professionals.
Without medical professionals.
So pretty much like with a midwife.
Yeah.
Like we was speaking about earlier. I'm all for it. I don't
I'm
trust
all for it
hospitals to
too.
begin with.
Yeah,
I
hospitals.
don't even trust the air in there.
Yeah, and two, if you do happen to have a child born in the hospital, make sure you get the placenta. Because I got the placenta to all the kids, because they'll try everything to try to keep that placenta from you. And I buried it in my back. I buried all my kids' placenta in the backyard. Let me tell you, that hospital fought me tooth and nail to keep me from getting. What do you want that for, sir? Because it's mine. It belongs to us. I buried them in the yard. So because they can create stem cells and cloning and all kind of stuff with them placentas. And if you don't believe me, do the research yourself.
Placentas are a very critical part.
Yeah.
Of pre and post birth.
Yeah.
Some mothers eat the placenta.
Yeah, it's full of nutrients and all packed with all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You could do all kind of stuff with them placenta. So I got all my kids' placenta. So any new expecting mothers or fathers out there, make sure that's your right. They can't stop you from getting it. You have your right to get the placenta. And you want to make sure you get, no matter what they say, they're going to try to deter you from getting it. But you just stay with it and they have to give it to you. Because trust me, I got mine and I buried them in the backyard. Mm-hmm. So, that's one part of home birth. But I think home birth is another way these kids aren't getting birth certificates and Social Security cards. Because that's trapping you to the matrix. Mm-hmm. Them birth securities, them Social Security card, them are actually bank accounts. Them are actually cards. Like, there's money on them things because your body's being sold on the New York Stock Exchange through your birth certificate and your credit card. Your Social Security card. Mm-hmm. That number on your Social Security card is a bank account number. There's millions of dollars in there because your body's being traded on the New York Stock Exchange. If you don't believe me, check it out. Get this book. Where's that book out? Get this book right here. Get this book right here. Meet Your Straw Man and Whatever You Want to Know by I think it's James Robinson. Get this book. I'm gonna get it on there so y'all can see that. So you think I ain't telling you the truth? Get that book right there. That'll tell you everything you need to know. Tell you about the straw man and everything, and tell you about the game they've been running on us. Mm-hmm. It tell you about the admiralty law and everything. But yeah, home birth is the best way you can go, in my opinion. What you think, Ski?
Like I said, I don't trust hospitals, not even down to the air that's in there, because there's all different type of pathogens that could be spreading throughout there. You see all these different sicknesses pop up out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Some people go to the hospital and bring that stuff back out with them. Mm-hmm. You don't. Also, there was a rise in the amount of C-sections that were being operated. Doctors get cut a check for every C-section that they perform.
Yep.
Most of the time, that's not even necessary.
It's not even necessary.
Proper preparation, breathing.
And then you got to be careful of them epidural needles too. You know that thing, that big old long epidural that they give women? That's going down in your spine, bro. That's going down in your bone marrow, down in your spine.
Yeah.
You should never get that.
No.
And I know that pain, and I really can't say you should never get it because I ain't a woman. I ain't never had a baby. I don't know what that pain is like.
But here's the thing. Women were giving birth without the need for those drugs and needles way before the founding of hospitals. They were giving birth.
Yeah.
There may have been complications due to the lack of maybe proper environments and stuff like that to have a baby, in the early days. But of course, once we found the medicine and started working with medicines and herbs and stuff like that, that's when all of that starts to drastically change. We're able to start cleaning wounds, keep stuff from being infected, yada, yada, yada. The only time I would say go to a hospital is if you have a life-threatening condition. Because there are some conditions where childbirth can take you out of here. And that would be the time that I would say maybe you do need just maybe those extra. I would keep your family in there for sure. Because the last thing you want them is not give a damn about you, but care about the baby being born and they just let you pass. So keep the family there if you're going to be in a hospital. Whoever they allow in there, keep them in there, because you can't put all your trust in these random people working in these institutions. we could start talking about shots, but that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah,
It's the same thing as with the whole circumcision deal.
Mm-hmm.
Do your research on it.
Yeah.
You know, but you have to also understand, in order for them to give you a shot to keep you from catching something, they have to first give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Your body has to fight it off.
Mm-hmm.
They're giving you that infection, that disease, that whatever it is, through that shot. You're going to be sick when you get it.
That's right.
So, like the circumcision, do you want to put a child who doesn't even know what the hell's going on through that?
Yeah, I know.
They don't even understand that they're being shot up with a sickness.
And then if you ever seen how they do it, they strap the little kid's leg to the thing and then cut they like it's just it's like, man, it's barbaric. But anyway, yeah, but I know we talk about home birth. We talk about home birth, but yeah, man, yeah, I think it's cool because that way you're keeping your kid from entering in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? You can create your own birth certificate.
Have a good old water birth.
Yeah, you can create your own birth certificate for them. You ain't got to have them all up in the matrix. And because you pretty much giving the government right to your child once you have a baby in the hospital. You signing your child rights over to the government. A lot of people don't know that.
And I don't know.
When you get this book right here, this book explains that to you very, very clearly. It explains you very clearly when you get that, sign that birth certificate, you're signing your rights over to your child to the government. Get this book right here. I want to put it up there real close so y'all see the name of it. Get that book. It's gonna piss you off when you read it at first. Go piss you off because you're gonna realize these people been running a game. People been running mad game on us.
Another thing to take into consideration would be the energies in those hospital settings.
Yeah, they got very low vibrational
energy in there.
Yeah.
Died miserable at that.
And
they didn't have family come seeing them.
Yeah.
They may have had 3-4 different ailments.
I wish I had that book. And then there's a book called Medical Apartheid. I wish I had that one if I could show y'all. I can't think of the author, but this book tells you about all the medical malfunctions and stuff they do to Black people in these hospitals. Mm-hmm. That is not known. They ain't going to tell you about it on the news. But there's a book. You just type in the name Medical Apartheid. It'll pull it. I can't think of the author right now. But it's called Medical Apartheid. But I think it's a female that wrote the book. And she did an awesome job because the book's about, I think, like 600 to 800 pages. Mm-hmm. And she did and it's sad when you see all the people they pretty much butchered in them hospitals. And then all the people they just let die because they was color their skin. Because they was too brown.
Undercover slaughterhouse.
Yeah, because they was too, so.
Undercover slaughterhouse.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah. Home birth for me, I think that's the best way to go. Shoot for the home birth. And if you're just now tuning in, we are talking about the home birth. You know what I'm saying?
I vote home birth as well, but understand your situation and your environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's it. And two, what was it? We're gonna go into this last topic, which is necromancy. Speaking to the dead. And I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing it for a minute. And that's because I've been studying a lot. And I had my mom passed away recently, and I dreamed her the other night. It was a serious dream. I'm not really going to go into it on here, but I know she came to visit me. Because I think she passed away on Mother's Day, 5/11, which was a few months ago. And this dream was so vivid, you know what I'm saying? I know she came to visit me, and I know I got somebody looking out for me on the side. But anyway, so I want to break down this word necromancy, right? And the word necromancy comes from the post-classical Greek necromantia, a compound of necros, meaning dead body, and mantia, meaning divination. It was adapted into late Latin as necromantia, meaning divination by the dead. But the spelling was later altered to negromantia. You hear that? Negromantia. But anyway, the spelling was later altered to negromantia in medieval Latin by association with nigger or black. A change that influenced the English word and led to the association with black magic or the black man's magic. You see what I'm saying? So necromancy is something that the ancients used to do, you know what I'm saying? Something we've been doing for a long time. It's not nothing spooky. It's not nothing to be afraid of. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my mother came to visit me in a dream the other night, and she made the transition on Mother's Day, and it just brought a lot of peace to my heart and knowing that she's okay on the other side and she's doing okay, and that she's getting around pretty well without a body. Because we got to realize we ain't gonna have a body one day. You know what I'm saying? We ain't always had this body. So yeah. So I don't know what you think about necromancy, Skiwi.
I'm creeping into it with this book that I'm reading, the one you can let me hold on to for a quick second, the Necronomicon. And they're talking a lot about how practice necromancers, they need to study that in order to soul travel, go to different realms of different times and stuff like that. Because when you do that with soul traveling, you can inhabit a living being from that time or that place. But what if that being happens to die, it could sever the connection between your soul and your physical state, and you won't be coming back. So you die there and you die wherever it is you're traveling from. Right. So practice necromancer would be able to make that journey back to his physical body. That's just one of the many things the book warns to study before doing any of that soul traveling, because apparently it's
or astral traveling.
Quite frequently people think they can just
that's what you're doing when you're dreaming.
Yeah,
pretty much you're astral traveling. Your spirit or your soul is out of the body. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhere else, because I mean, I be going places. I be like, damn.
But when you do it, do you inhabit something else, or are you?
What do you mean?
Because in the term of what I'm talking about, the soul traveling, which is similar to the astral projection and whatnot, traveling in your dreams, but it's the soul inhabiting another living being within that space. In either that pier, like for example, one of the portals it was talking about in the book was a portal to the city of Atlantis. But the thing about that portal is you can only go there to Atlantis the day that it falls. You can't go at any other time during the reign of Atlantis. Only at the day that it falls.
Why that day?
So the beings that created the portals made it so that you can't change the history of Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
So when you go there, you're either one of the Atlanteans, the royals, because I guess they ended up with three different. It was the Atlanteans, the deep dwellers, and then the slaves that they bring from other places, because they didn't really do any physical work. They were more mental science, stuff like that. So you inhabit one of those three. And if you just so happen to be one of those three that died first, you just died first. There's no changing it.
There's no changing it.
They said the most you can do within Atlantis is maybe go pick up a book and learn something.
Okay.
Because it will fall that day. There's nothing you can do to change it.
Right.
And they purposely made it so when you go there, you can't change it. But there are other portals that lead to different places within this current time. And there are beings that live there that you can inhabit. You can influence them to a certain degree. You see. So are you able to do that in the while you're astral projecting is what I'm asking you. Or is that the difference?
That could be the difference. I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Because if we're dreaming, we're going to these places.
Right. That's a good question. I'd have to give me some time to look into that, and I could come up with the answer within a few days. But yeah, that's a very good question. But because they're so similar.
They're very similar. It's just one is you inhabit a living being there. The other one is you're free to do what you want in yourself.
Yeah, that's a good question. But yeah. Astral traveling though, there's some places I be trying to get into I can't get into. It's regarded like, say like the Vatican, where they got all the shit in the basement. They got some shit. I be trying to get in there. I can't never get in there.
Probably protected by seals. That's another thing that I'm learning in this Necronomicon. Seals are very important. Symbols are heavy.
Yeah. They got something protecting that
Cthulhu.
stuff.
They spoke about Cthulhu being at the depths of the ocean in his temple, waiting to be woken up. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
He's protected under there by seals that he constructed. When the other old ones left, he chose to stay. And protect himself with seals. Because the sun, the stars, the way they were aligned were too harsh on the old ones. So they dipped out to wait until the stars were right.
Right.
Cthulhu chose to stay.
Yeah.
When they describe Shub-Niggurath and Yig and Cthulhu and all of them, Cthulhu's the one that stands off to the side, away from the other 7, but with them.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm telling you, I've been getting into that.
That's kind of like
I've been going crazy with that
Necronomicon. Because that's kind of like reminds me of the Fool energy, because like Old Dirty represented that energy very well.
Right.
The Fool. You know what I'm saying?
The Jester.
Yeah. But he was brilliant.
Absolutely.
And they were saying some of them niggas on the Wu-Tang Clan used to be worried sometimes because they didn't know what the niggas was going to say.
Yeah.
They would be like, oh, shit. But still, he was the Wu-Tang, even though they couldn't, you know.
He was the energy of Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Old Dirty Bastard. That's my dude right there, boy. The Old Dirty Bastard. Yeah.
I said,
tell you what the fuck I be. I'm the ODB. Yeah, okay. But we talk about necromancy for those tuning in. And then I'm gonna play this video on Bobby real quick, because I always play a video on Bobby. Can't nobody speak about necromancy like Bobby can. So I'm gonna play the video with Bobby real quick, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it, and we gonna get out of here.
But the same mythology, historicalized.
Right, like we go to Barnes and Noble, look at the mythology section, religious section, it's the same stories, but these are older.
Yeah, but the mythology section is more powerful because you understand them as principles that can be applied to you and what you're going through now. Because a lot of it is prophetic than some old religious shit, which is more moral behavior. Don't bump into this. So that's very key. Now the book you need to get, another book, is called the Shakti Mantras. The Shakti Mantras, very key, because there's mantras in there that you can say to the goddesses.
Shakti,
and they open up stuff, and there's a whole shit on Lakshmi up in there. Shakti, S-H-I-T-I, Shakti Mantras. S-H-I-T-I. Let's see, S-H-A-T-I, Shakti Mantras. By Thomas Ashley Farrand.
He forgot the K.
F-A-R-R-A-N-D. Thomas Ashley Farrand. Very key. Because you're going to find out before the gods, before the mythology and stuff was male, it was all female in the pre-dynastic world. And the only thing that survived is those pre-dynastic deities is over in India. They're called the 10 Mahabodhiyas. But they are these primal mothers, and they got mantras to them. Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Pravati, Lalita, several of them. But it's called the Shakti Mantra. That's a very powerful book. Because the ones over in India, those entities are still alive because they never stopped worshiping them. The chakras, it's called the Shakti Mantras. That's the book you want to get. Thomas Ashley Farrand. And they got mantras that you can say to get you what you want. Money, this type of thing. You want your nature to rise or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Now, any music from dead folks, Jimi Hendrix, Tupac, Biggie, Marvin Gaye, Barry White. Anytime they cross over, that music is very powerful. Very powerful. Now, any music now, you want to get the Gladiator soundtrack to do some rituals with. Any ritual you make up, to get the Gladiator soundtrack, that shit is, they really like that shit. The Gladiator soundtrack. It's got some shit in there. Because remember now, the Gladiator is a degraded form that the Romans put in from the original Etruscan thing of the Olympics and the aspect of the gods. So, whatever the energy was, when they put that movie together, that Gladiator soundtrack is real good. There's another thing to do rituals. It's a CD called Gabriel Roth. R-O-T-H. Gabriel Roth is called Totem. Real powerful shit. Gabriel Roth. Totem. Now, for the Kemet thing, there's 3 CDs. One is called, his name is Phil Thornton. 3 CDs.
Phil Thornton.
Phil Thornton. They went back and they studied and found out how that music, what music would sound like. And part of the stuff you get with belly dancing and the stuff you get with the Islamic stuff, that's some stuff that came out of Kemet. But it's called Phil Thornton. The name of one of the tapes is Eternal Egypt. The next tape is Immortal Egypt. And the new tape is called Enchanted Egypt. So Eternal Egypt, Immortal Egypt, and Enchanted Egypt. Very key on the Kemetic thing is that particular music to do some rituals with. Immortal Egypt.
Yeah, man. Bobby went in on the
music is powerful. Dead music.
Yeah,
Dead folks music is powerful.
People that transition.
People who transition to music.
Their music is ultra powerful. So anytime you need a lift, put on some music or somebody that made the transition. Like Michael Jackson. I remember when me and my wife used to go out of town, we used to always play Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
We used to play the shit out of Mike, but it's something about that music that gave us the energy and
get you through that trip.
Yeah, get you through that trip. We had a 16-hour trip to New York. Boy, we put on some Michael Jackson. Next thing I know, we in New York. We here.
Sleep, but
so yeah, y'all used to sleep. But yeah, so yeah,
like,
y'all.
How many times did this CD play?
Over and over. We used to wear that Michael Jackson out. But anyway, yeah, y'all. We out of here. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the everybody tuning in tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tune out. We probably won't be back next Monday because I'm gonna be out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be out
unless we can figure out.
Unless we figure out how to set it up while I'm out of town. So we might figure that out. So stay tuned. We will let you know. We'll keep you posted. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. We are now on episode 5, and we only gonna do bigger and better things. Like I said, we get ready to put a Patreon together so we can really talk, say what we really want to say, because YouTube restricts you from speaking how you really want to speak. So
I got a book for y'all to go get. Go get the Necronomicon. Spook your brain a little bit. Open it up a little bit.
The author?
The author's name escapes me. We could probably put it down in the details.
Let me see. I might be able to pull it up real quick.
Might be able to. Great book.
It is.
Great book. It makes you think about before humans was here on this planet. It makes you think about a lot of things. The story the stories that are told in it are very vivid, well described. Like I was able to see everything. A lot of the landmarks mentioned in that book you can find on a map. You just got to take some time to really focus on what's being described.
That's not the book.
Look up old.
No, that's not it. Trying to figure out what book it was. No.
It's got a kind of an orange brownish color.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes right there. That's it right there.
That's it right there. Necronomicon by Al-Hazred.
The Wanderings of Al-Hazred.
Yeah, Al-Hazred. The Wanderings of Al-Hazred. Necronomicon. That's a great book. Got 5
Very
stars.
good book.
5-star book. Donald Tyson. It's by Donald Tyson. Oh, yeah. It's a Donald Tyson book. So, yeah, go out and get it.
He writes nonfiction occult.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely go get that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We appreciate everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to sign out, and we'll see y'all next Monday. If not next Monday, the following Monday for sure, but we'll keep everybody posted. So everybody have a good night, and we're going to say peace.
Peace.
Peace.